Hello, my name is Cheryl Repose, and I'll be leading you through some mindful movements. These videos are being produced as part of a funded study in the laboratory of Dr. Ruchika Prakash, Department of Psychology, The Ohio State University. This practice is a 30-minute sitting yoga practice, and the intention of yoga, the purpose of yoga, if you're not already familiar, is to yoke together mind and body, to harness our attention, to bring it into the body, so that the body and the mind are kind of one integrated whole. It's a practice where we also have the opportunity to really live in our bodies, where our bodies have many messages to tell us about our condition and our emotional condition. And the more intimate we get with the body, the more capable we are of being able to respond to situations and recognize when maybe we need to breathe or relax or open. But we discover this by spending time in our body. So this 30-minute practice is going to be, to some degree, a gentle yoga. Most all the poses are in the chair, but it's up to you to determine what's really workable and doable for you. So if anything feels at all challenging or too challenging, don't worry about it. Don't push yourself. This isn't about striving or efforting or trying to achieve anything of perfection. Just flow with the poses to the degree that you're able and enjoy them. So hopefully you've found yourself in a chair that is somewhat comfortable where you can sit a bit upright. Now this chair for me flows back a little bit, so I put this extra blanket here so it can help support my spine so it's nice and erect. All right, so taking a moment to do that. And then with your eyes open or closed, just giving yourself over to a nice full inhalation, filling the body, and a nice long letting go exhalation. Be aware of your feet and how they're grounded in the floor. Be aware of your legs, of course, and how the chair supports your buttocks, your quads, your tailbone. And bring a nice elevated uplift to your spine. So it's not stiff or tense or tight, but it's just elongated, and the crown of your head is reaching up towards the sky. Tuck your chin in slightly. Inhale, exhale, relax. Now for the first movement, we're just going to take both shoulder joints, draw them up to our ears on an inhale, and on an exhale, drop them. Let them be heavy. And then again, draw the shoulder points up towards your ears. Maybe hold the breath for a nanosecond and exhale and release. Good. Now we're going to take those shoulder points and we're going to bring them forward. And as you bring them forward, feel how your upper back kind of opens up, your chest caves a bit. Big inhale, roll up towards your ears and roll the blades down your back body, releasing the shoulders down. And again, as you inhale, opening up through the back, up towards your ears, feel the movement, enjoy the movement in those shoulder joints. Kind of a lot of massaging movements here in this practice. And one more time, rolling up and down and back and release, and then we'll take and move the opposite direction, rolling forward and release down. Move forward. Now can you kind of be in the movement versus just doing the movement? And it might take a few times for you to do it, so you don't have to pay such attention to how I'm doing it. You can trust how your body wants to do it. And then shoulders back a little bit and release them down your back body. Now we're going to open up more through the neck and the shoulder joint. So we'll start by taking our right hand, placing it under the seat. Draw on that arm, feel the sensations through the side of your neck. I can also kind of feel them down my inner arm, you might as well. And lengthen through the spine. And then on an exhale, you're going to continue breathing, but on an exhale, release your left ear to your left shoulder. You might want to relax your eyes. Notice if you're holding any tension in your face. Relax the muscles of your face. Let your head be heavy. And allow as much space and opening all through the shoulder joint up to the base of the skull as is possible for you to enjoy in this moment. And the head continues to get heavier. And then to stretch another set of ligaments or muscles in the back, we'll take the head and just turn it gently over our left shoulder. Right? And then pause whenever you need to. Give the body some time to open. The head is very heavy. Breathing into the area where you feel the sensation most specifically, and invite it to soften, become a little more spacious. Breathing however you're breathing, and then we'll turn the face forward and bring the head upright and place that right hand back on the lap. Take a breath and just sense intimately into the sensations in the aftermath of that stretch that you probably feel. I know I do. And now we'll do the other side. So roll the left shoulder up, back and down, and hook that left hand underneath the seat of your chair, hoping you have a chair that you can access that way. And if not, if you have arms in the chair, maybe you grab hold of the arm or tuck your hand under your thigh. So upright spine, soft muscles though. Inhale up and release the right ear down towards the right shoulder. And relax that right shoulder too. Only you will know if that right shoulder is crawling up. So pay attention. Mindful movement. We're aware of what's happening while it's happening. So we have to be in our bodies, right, to recognize that. Head is heavy. Breathing. Opening, releasing, and then rolling the head over towards that right shoulder. Tip of the nose is maybe turning a little more and a little more as the body starts to open. Notice if you're holding tension in your belly or your abdomen or your lower back. And seeing how just bringing awareness to that can change things. Another breath, and then we'll guide our face forward again and bring the head upright. And place the left hand on the lap. And just feel whatever tingling sensation or whatever is active in this area of your body now that we've been stretching and opening. So now we're going to continue working a bit with muscles in the back of the skull and down the neck. So we're going to take our chin. We're basically going to draw kind of a half-moon smile across our chest. So we'll drop the chin, shoulders are rolled back, drop the chin towards the sternum. Let the head be very heavy. Breathing here, shoulders are dropping down, they're very heavy. And then we'll take that point of the chin and we're going to draw like half of a half moon or happy smile up towards the left. So keep the chin in towards your chest and just turn that chin and the left side of your head and your left ear up towards the sky. And your right ear is directing down a bit more. Keep the chin drawn in, breathing, moving a little more deeply here if you can. And if you can't, that's okay. Just relax into where you are. And then we'll draw the chin and the head down forward again. And now up the other side. So the right ear is heading up towards the sky. The chin is moving up towards the right shoulder. The left ear is dropping down. Some breaths here. Notice the impulse to want to get out of the pose and just relax into being right here, despite what distractions might arise. That's part of what we work with mindfulness, right? So bringing the head back and the chin down and then lifting the head upright. And now we're going to do something that might hopefully feel particularly yummy. And we're going to take our hands and give ourselves a massage in areas where there's a lot of subtle or not so subtle tension that accumulates. We're just going to work those fingertips into the base of the skull and move down from the center or wherever you'd like and move away from the center or moving up the skull, just listening to your body and seeing how your body responds to this gentle massaging touch, working in long strokes, small circles, whatever feels good for you. Just trust that you know what feels right. And maybe you work down even towards the muscles, towards the shoulder. And let your head bob a little side to side. You can support it with your head, just kind of cradling it. Right? And then we're just going to help lift our head upright so that we can draw our chin in towards and get that nice length in the back of the neck. And so now we're going to continue offering some really kind of deep kindness to our body with more touch, more massage. And this time we're going to work with our hands a bit, these hands that do so much to help other people, to hold things, to reach for things that serve the world in so many ways. And so offering some kindness to our own hands. So we'll do some hand massages. We'll maybe start with the right hand and take the left hand, and we'll just start to work in through the inner wrist and the wrist overall, and just let the hand respond to the support of the movement. So let the kind of just a little flail, a little side to side. And then we're going to start working down deeply into the hand. And let's start out towards the baby finger. And as you know and as you can sense, fingers come right out of the wrist joint, right? They don't just start here, they start back here. So working that thumb into tissue and fascia, that kind of sheath of material that is draped over tendons and muscles. So just working in deep and stretching maybe through that baby finger, the sides, the knuckles, the joints. And then at your own pace, as you start to work in towards the palm a little more, go in to the next finger. You're breathing, of course, and just really in touch with the feeling of this. So, like in this moment, there really is nothing else happening other than this. So be here for this and enjoy this. No need to hurry. No need to be thinking about other things, but just experiencing this to the degree you're able. You might need to turn your hand or whatever to get to the thumb, whatever works for you. There's no particular right way. Right? And we'll just shake out that hand a bit, that happy hand now, and we will clasp our left wrist. And again, we'll just start loosening up through the left wrist, aware of the bones that come right out of the wrist, and we'll start working down the outside, down towards the baby finger. And continuing on, you know, and some of us have some arthritis or rheumatoid arthritis, or we have, you know, I had a break in one of the fingers, so it's a little contorted a bit. So with the, you know, we all have our own unique qualities about all parts of ourselves, and including our hands. So just bringing kindness to these hands that serve us regardless of, you know, whatever condition they might be in. Everything kind of blooms when it's offered kindness. So moving through the hand, shaking it out, feeling maybe the warmth of the hands now, and the aftermath of that. So now what we're going to do is move to some spine movement. So for this, we might need to scooch forward just a little bit so that we have some room between our back and the back of the chair, and our hands are on our quads. And we're just going to start arcing the spine forward and back. So inhale, lifting up nice and long, and exhale, we're going to kind of, if you can imagine, draw your belly button back to the inside of your spine and just round, round, round here. Soften your shoulders down. Release your head and neck. You keep drawing your navel in and getting as wide as you can across the back, right? So you're spreading nice and wide across your back. Head is heavy. It's almost like you can breathe through your back, like your back has a bunch of nostrils that are breathing. And then we're going to lift up and roll those shoulders up and roll them back and arc back a bit and drop the head. Close your teeth, your jaw, to get a nice stretch too through the muscles of the throat. And then inhale back up, and one more time, we're just going to round here, release, head is heavy. And following the breath, although you'll breathe several times as you move through this, but an inhale you'll feel kind of naturally brings you up, and then an exhale drops you back. And we'll inhale straight up again. So from here, we might want to sit back just a little bit again. And next we're going to work with some side stretches, opening up from the kind of the hips, the waist, all the way up through the side of the body, maybe even the inner arm. It depends on what you sense and what you feel. So finding a way with whatever chair you're sitting in to scoot your hand underneath the cushion or around the side or under your thigh. Here I can just reach for the seat. And I'm going to extend the right arm up, breathing. I'm aware of dropping my right buttock down into the chair, breathing, reaching up, 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 feeling length through my waist on the right side, opening up through the rib cage, not pulling too much because I don't want to yank my shoulder out of the joint, right? So, but we just want to get really long and feeling that through the inner arm. Relax the back of your small of your back if you feel tension developing there, and then arc that right arm over the right side of your head. Now, depending upon any issues you have or whatever your preference is, you might turn your face looking down, you might turn forward, or you might look up at the sky or the ceiling, whatever there to be seen. Breathing and maybe even dipping into this a little more deeply because it's a nice juicy stretch, and then inhale that arm up and release it back down. Other side, of course. For support, right hand on the chair or something. And inhale that left arm up. Drop the left sits bone down, reaching through the waist, extending, feeling opening even in the ribs perhaps, in the inner arm, armpit. And then relax the back and arc over to your right. So feeling how expansive this stretch might be through your whole left side. And again, your face might turn down. See how that feels for your neck. Or you might turn forward, or you might look up. Deepen into this as much as you can here with another breath or two. And then we will arc the arm back up and release it down. Next, we're going to do a 3-part breath. And we'll kind of, the sections, if you will, is kind of the lower torso, the belly, the abdomen. That's kind of the lower third. And then the midsection third is here, say the diaphragm up to the, below the sternum. And then the top third is from the sternum up to the nostril, sinus cavity, and as far into the head as what you're capable of sensing the breath. So we're going to roll the shoulder blades back, turn the palms out. And we'll inhale up 1/3 of the way, filling the lower torso. Inhale up the 2/3 of the way as the arms lift, and all the way up and extending through both sides of the body, and breath is filling the body and suspending the breath for just a nanosecond. Turn the palms out. Exhale, spilling out the top third of your body like you're pouring water out of a vessel. And then the midsection starts to empty, and then empty from the bottom down. One more time, roll the shoulders back, palms turn out. Inhale, filling and feeling this in your body. Second midsection, all the way up, filling, complete, also enjoying the stretch, palms turn out. Exhale, release the top third, the midsection, and all the toxins from carbon dioxide as we exhale out. And then a nice full oxygenating inhale and nice full exhale. Your hands are just resting. Now we're going to move a little more deeply into spine. Last time we kind of arced forward. This time we're going to move into a seated twist. So let's take our left hand and place it on the outside of our right thigh. And depending upon what chair you're on, You know, you might need to scooch forward so you can put your hand behind so you can support yourself, or you might have to, you can hook it behind the chair. So whatever works for the chair you're in. So we're going to support ourselves with that back elbow or hand straight behind us. And we're going to inhale, and from a deep place in your body, start to twist to your right. One vertebrae at a time, turning to the right. Feeling the spiraling through your spine. Muscles are kind of getting massaged in the back. Tip of the nose, last to turn. A breath or two here. Pausing whenever you need to, not forcing or pushing yourself into this. But let the body unfurl on its own with the help of the breath, and then we'll release back to center. And then from here, we're just going to kind of float right over to the other side. So right hand on the outside of the leg or chair, other arm, left arm behind you, kind of as a fulcrum, right, to help guide you into this twist. Lifting up, big breath, and then from a deep place in your body, start to spiral. The belly's turning to the left, and then everything else is coming along with it. Relax your shoulders down. They don't need to be up by your ears, right? So spiraling, noticing all the places in the body that are enjoying this kind of internal massage. Tip of the nose, last to turn. A breath here, and release back to center. Our body loves this kind of attention. Now we're going to move through the legs a little bit. So let's ground in the left foot, and we're going to lift the right leg up off the floor on an inhale, and then we're going to exhale and just release it down. Feel it rooting down. Use your left leg for support. Lift your right leg again. Inhale. This time, exhale. Reach through the heel. Oh, feel the sensation in the back of the leg, the calf and the hamstring. And we're going to inhale, lift the leg up, having to engage the hip joints, and release the foot down. And next, now we're going to root in the right foot. Just lift the left foot and leg up off the floor. Notice the strength that it takes, right, in the hip joint to support that. And release the foot down. Inhale, lift the foot up. Breathing, but on an exhale, ooh, give yourself a yummy stretch through the back of the calf and the hamstring, toes pointing up, reaching through your heel. Several breaths here. And then inhale the foot up and release the foot down. We're going to scooch forward just a little bit to start opening up a little more in the hips and the lower back. Hands are on your quads. Just kind of tilt yourself forward a little bit. And to the right, we're going to start making some nice big circles. Let your neck and head just follow the flow of this. Don't have to tighten up or tense around anything. And then whenever you feel like it, shifting the direction, moving in the opposite direction, feeling it in the neck, the shoulders, the back, lower back, hip joints, wherever you feel it. And coming back upright. Now we're going to root in the left foot again. Now we're going to take the right bent leg and take hold just below the knee or onto the shin, and just draw it up in towards the right side of your chest, the right side of your belly to the degree you can. And while you're here, you might want to point and flex a little bit through the foot and the ankle, massaging through that. And now what we're going to do is, and this is not necessarily going to be for everybody, especially if you have knee issues. So if you do have knee issues and can't do this next move, just find some movement where you can. And we're going to take the outside of the right ankle and place it just on the left quad below the knee. And we're going to take the right hand or the forearm, extending through the spine, and apply a little pressure, a little weight. Feel the sensations in the hip joint. Kind of letting a lot of the tissue, tendons, pressure from gravity, right? Carrying this body around for these years that we have it. Let this open slowly, and then you might want to even tilt into it just a bit, which deepens the sensation. And then we'll be coming back upright and unfurling that leg, and then lift the left leg up, draw it in, maybe point and flex through the ankles, the toes. Draw it in a little more deeply, and if you would like, if your knee allows, placing the ankle on the right quad just above the knee and pressing down in. Feeling the sensation in the hip and all those muscles, the tissues, the tendons. Big breath and just tilt forward slightly. As much as your body can be with this stretch in a relaxed way. And then we'll come upright and place that foot down. And now we will come to more of a seated fold where we bend at the hip joints. So we're going to really release the spine. We're going to bend at the hip joints, okay? We're not folding in the back. Most movements, so that we can protect our back, should come from our hip joints. So if it's helpful, put your fingers in your hip joints so that you can be reminded to hinge from there. And just keep extending, 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 and release your hands down onto the floor. Release your head and neck. And then we're going to roll up one vertebrae after the other. Bring the shoulders up towards the ears. Bring your body back into the back of the chair so that you feel that support. Feel the energy moving through your body from these chair yoga movements. Feel maybe tingling aliveness through the lower torso, upper legs, quads. Work we've done around the sides, body, and the lower back, the spine, the whole back body, the chest, the shoulders, the head, and the neck. And perhaps, if you're willing, just let your eyes close and allow a little half-moon smile to spread across your face as I share this little closing verse as you sit and notice your breath and your sensations. It's called Everything I'm Missing by Dana Falls. I am struggling. There's who I believe I ought to be and who I really am. It's humbling, isn't it? This being, this mystery, this me sits here radiating energy, yet I'm gripped by a nameless fear that I'm missing exactly what I came to experience. I am suffering, telling myself stories of what life should look like. And then I get the message like a meteor, like the power coming back on after hours in a storm. This life, this extraordinary imperfection, this moment just as it is, this is all I'm here to receive. The infuriating, limitless simplicity of day-to-day living holds everything I think I'm missing. And we'll close with a bow.